Cordy and I'm a soothsayer, and I predict that at some stage during this video a dog is going to bark and potentially ruin at least that moment, if not potentially, you know, a longer section of the video. That's just a kind of, I've got an instinct. Right, yesterday I was talking to Tom and he was asking some questions about sort of the spread triad stuff, and as it happens I know there's at least two Toms that are interested in spread triad, so I thought, well, I'll just quickly talk about what is going on and what I'm thinking of, or something that I think is worth practicing. If you've been following some of what I've been kind of talking about on this stuff in my lectures, and they are lectures, what's been happening is I've talked about sort of, so you might pick your key, so maybe it's G major, and you play the diatonic spread triads. Dog's interrupting. I did predict this. Okay, you're coming all the way in. Good. And you're just going to stand at the door wagging your tail. Right. Well, so yeah, you got this diatonic stuff. And I think it's also worth practicing the same idea but with inversions. Maybe you say you can start with first inversions, and on the G, what would you have a first inversion of there? An E minor, I think. And then I think you'd be looking for B diminished in first inversion, and then on the B you'd be looking for a G, then an A minor, B minor, E, you'd have a C major, and then a D major in first inversion, and then back to an E minor. So I'll probably just write that out for you. I think we'll go on my Patreon if you're interested in any of this stuff. But so yeah, practice the first inversion, then the second inversion through the scale. That's part of the thing, so connecting things in that way. And then what I was talking about yesterday was, if you take a melody, so let's just do it in E major for now because that's guitar. If you take like that melody, we're just going from the B to the G sharp to the E. So if we were just to use the typical kind of root position spread triads, you get that kind of thing. So G sharp minor, an E, and a C sharp minor. So I'm imagining that this is my melody note, if that makes sense, and then I've got to find some stuff beneath it which will harmonize with it. So the most obvious thing for me is those spread triads. Then what about if you were to use inversions? An E in first inversion, so with a G sharp instead of the G sharp minor. Okay, and then what have we got down here? So there we go, that could work. So that's option one. Then option two. You can hear there's a different sound to that. But that's this kind of thing that a lot of sound in it. A lot of noise. But that's the kind of thing I would practice. Take a melody and then work through some options. Here's another potential option. So again, taking different. So we've got a B in the second inversion, and then a C sharp minor in first inversion, and then an E in second inversion. So that would be something I would do kind of a bit of every day, and that's kind of the thing that I would practice, so that I have kind of these voices that kind of lead with one another, and you can do different things. And it's about kind of figuring out what the options are. So just pick melodies. So obvious. Less obvious. Less obvious. And then you can also mix in kind of other chords once you get used to this idea. Take these melodies and put them on other string sets and across string sets so that you're not having to necessarily jump all the time. But that's a thing that I would practice, and I think that'd be fairly useful. So what I'll suggest is that you first of all practice taking inversions up and down the scale in all keys and stuff, and then just pick sort of like 3 notes that sound and are close together. Maybe, or so. And I think that's kind of a useful, kind of creative way to practice these spread triads, and something that I do and practice and clearly need to do more of. But I think that's one way to start joining things up. Hopefully that's vaguely interesting, Tom and Tom. If you want the tabs and the stuff for this, I'm going to put it up on Patreon, obviously. So that'll be first inversions through the scale and second inversions through the scale, and then kind of a few examples of like discovering the options. So there should be kind of 3 options for each melody note in the scale diatonically. So yeah, so the G sharp could be part of an E major triad, it could be part of the C sharp minor first inversion triad, or it could be part of a G minor triad, or it could be part of a G minor triad. So kind of 3 options there. And that's kind of true for every sort of degree of the scale, if that makes sense. If you want this preset, this is in the freeze presets. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully this was vaguely interesting. If you wanted to like and subscribe, you could. There's plenty of this kind of stuff. I'm going to do another lesson later on that I specifically asked to talk about the chords from a specific song, so I'll do that. We'll go and listen to it and learn it. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers.
Bye.